Ladies and gentlemen, it's Doc Leesner and the Professor John Gotti. New theme music. Yes? No? Maybe so? Are you fixing your hands to slap me with a T? Nope, it's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. And to some of you, that means something. To me, eh, every day is Friday when you're Doc Lees. But unfortunately, those G-Men fans have to sulk for a whole week long. But before we dive into that crap shoot full of poop, the Professor John Gotti, the king of RNG, the troll master, the data analyzing ninja, the conqueror, the Terminator. Ladies and gentlemen, get your brooms out because it is the cleaner. Best damn podcasting machine. El tranquilo. Tranquilo.
Best podcasting machine. Least hype machine. I let Doc get away with so much before this entire show started. And he was waiting. And he was trying to push the envelope. Knowing that it's Friday. Knowing that he wanted that technical foul, folks. He needed that technical foul. He needed to taste it. He said he wanted to just savor it.
Just like a plez.
He wanted to eat the tea.
Oh, no.
Doc, we are always tranquilo. Doc El Idolo. It is Friday. What a Thursday night game. I had the privilege of watching that pillar to post. And big man, you said it best during the first half. You're like, the media's like, oh my goodness, the Giants are back. Saquon Barkley is back. Oh, Trent. Oh my goodness. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Like, what's going on here? Like, what are you talking about? Well, they're talking about they did all this amazing stuff. They should have up by like 3 scores. No, it's tied. What?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're leaving me go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just some context. So I was at practice yesterday, and I get out of practice, right? I coach the ladies. And here we are, right? We get out, and I'm looking in the car. I had a cocktail, right? 1 beer or 2. Drink responsibly, ladies and gentlemen. Drink responsibly. I had a beer or 2.
This is not a paid advertisement, folks.
Definitely not. I had a beer or 2, so I'm sitting there really quickly, look at my phone, and the media's talking about how the Giants, got sacks and how the Giants, Danny Dimes is diming it up, right? He's just
like a
just
diamond
diming
mine.
it. Yeah, and I look at the score and I'm like, it's 7-7. What? So yeah, that was disappointing. But I want to talk about this game because obviously Daniel Jones, another game controlling situation, 22 for 32, 249, 1 touchdown. Yet again, Danny Dimes leads the team in rushing, 9 carries, 95 yards. Saquon Barkley did get 13 carries this time instead of the 11 last week, 57 yards. But
he was also involved in more snaps too.
Yeah, exactly. But it is time for people to stop saying, hey, it's Daniel Jones's fault that they're losing these games.
Where are they seeing that? So far this season, it is not on Danny Dimes.
I haven't seen
And
it
the
either.
Giants fan, I'm talking to your cousin. What's going on, man? How you doing? What are you talking about? What are you
He
watching?
said, well, I know last year he was thinking about putting in applications to fandoms of other teams. I don't know if he's kept those particular applications out there, but it's tough
First of
becoming a
all,
new
I'm pretty
fan.
sure last season, and Doc can agree with me, last season was a huge exception for that freaking division.
Well, so all right. So I'll say this. I know after that missed touchdown reception for a touchdown, and I believe that was Slayton, if I'm not
It
mistaken.
was Slayton, which I still think
Uh,
he could have pulled that one in. I don't know.
oh, he definitely
I
could
don't
have.
think that was Daniel Jones' fault
Daniel
for
Jones
that.
should have had 2 touchdowns on this evening, and that was definitely one of them. Actually, he should have had 3 touchdowns, and that was definitely one
Yeah,
of them. But yeah, I would say that in this situation, that's not Danny Dimes' fault. That's not. I see people blaming Jason Garrett. Mm-mm.
for what?
Oh my goodness.
For once, Doctor Prof can actually compliment the clapper.
Yeah. Clap on, clap off, the clapper. Right? But no, I don't know what they're. Ooh, big time pick right there. I don't know what they're talking about.
Again, tri-state area, big media market.
Mhm,
High expectations all the time. Either you're winning or everyone's going to get traded.
right. But on the other side, shout out to my man Heineken, right? Doing his best Tom Brady Thursday night rendition himself. A minute to go. Hey, let me take the team down and get in field goal range. Um, Clearly, they had an opportunity to lose the game, right? At the
Of
end,
course,
that's where the
we'll get to
dramatic
that. We'll
the
get to
drama comes
that in a
in. But
second. We'll get to that in a
but shout
second.
out to shout out to Heineken, right? I didn't have any Heinekens yesterday, but shout out to Heineken. 34 for 46 again. Another quarterback that I don't believe should be throwing the ball 46 times. But he did have 336, 2 touchdowns, and what I just saw was a terrible interception.
Yeah, it was pretty
Um,
bad. It was pretty late in the game too when that happened too.
yeah, that could have cost him the game. But I will say Antonio Gibson, 13 carries, 69 yards. J.D. McKissick, 4 carries, 10 yards from 1 touchdown. Not great numbers by far running the ball, but my man Terry M, Scary Terry, of course, that's like the easiest nickname to give somebody named Terry.
It's
But
terrible.
yeah, that's what they did. That the media, not me, is the media, not me. Terry McLaurin, 11 receptions, 107 yards. But J.D. McKissick caught a bunch of passes, and I think they went to him in the later quarters, away from Antonio Gibson, which it's fine. J.D. McKissick is pretty proven. But back to the Giants really quickly. Sterling Shepard, 9 catches, 94 yards. So he's separating himself and becoming a go-to receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just going to be a matter of the Giants putting together a whole game. But let's talk about this finish though, man.
So for some
I mean,
reason,
yeah, for some reason.
for some reason,
Tell us,
uh,
Mean Gene. Tell us, Mean Gene.
first of all, if you went under at the -3, I believe this game was, congratulations, you won a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Not to mention the media almost jinxed stock and profit our predictions.
Yeah, big
But
time.
as soon as I realized like the Washington football team wasn't walking off the field, like depressed that
Right,
they lost this game, I'm like, okay,
right.
there gotta be a flag. And then I see the little symbol at the bottom of the scoreboard,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
flag on the play.
Yikes.
So I mean, this is a Thursday night football ending.
Mm.
Like Thursday night football tend to be pretty like nasty as far as like getting towards the end results. Like it was actually pretty bad. It was pretty
No,
bad.
I get it.
Now, whether or not I agree with the flag, I believe it was offsides was the call. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's debatable. I mean, I don't know how accurate they like to be when it comes to enforcing that particular rule, if you get what I'm saying, like throughout the
Yeah,
whole game. Because I'm pretty sure I see at times for field goals, like people are kind of lined up off sides. Maybe they just,
miss
became
it.
overly aware of everything. I don't know. I mean,
I
the
mean, it
call was
depends.
made.
Sometimes.
The call was made. They didn't pick up the flag, and
Hmm.
they gave D Hops, and I'm not talking about in Arizona, a chance to kick it and end the game, and that's what happened.
Hmm.
Period.
I mean, what can you do? I mean,
It
there's
really
nothing really
doesn't
you can
matter.
do.
It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, either fan base is going to be upset at the end result. One team is going to be 0-2.
Of course.
Period. Giants played a clean game. I mean, there's really not much they could have really did better. I mean, maybe not give up a couple of the big plays. I'm using that in air quotes because I don't think it was as big as it seems.
Hmm.
But I mean, I still think they made a pretty, they had a really strong outing. Of course, Shaquan Barkley is still just getting himself back into the flow of
Slowly,
things.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
slowly.
slowly but surely. And one of the commentators last night was talking about how it's usually the second year after they come back from a MCL injury is when they're really back instead of the first year. So
Mhm.
I'm not expecting big things, but of course, if you're a fantasy owner, sorry, who
Sorry.
told you to pick him up?
Right, yeah. It was a risk all along. It was
But
a
Doc,
risk
what was
all
your
along.
thoughts at the end sequence of this game? Did you believe it was an offsides penalty? Uh, I mean, what was your thoughts, bro? The people want to know.
So I'm looking at it, right? And you know me, I think for me, I'm always kind of skeptical of the end, especially when there's a missed field goal at the end. And you know, I've been through a lot of missed field goals at the end of
Yikes!
games.
Yikes!
At the end of games, in the middle of games,
Throughout the entire
extra
game.
points. Yeah, like I mean, the Bucks historically have missed kicks left and right. So yeah, I felt for the I felt for the Washington football team last night until I seen that little yellow marker pop up. But I mean, I could look at it right now. I mean, the second one went in.
Yep.
So I don't know if they showed me who the person that was offsides was. Let me see here. It could have been anybody really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to tell because I don't know.
Okay. That's really close. So the thing
That's what I'm
is
saying.
that
Like,
he
it's really really close. It's one of
okay. I
those.
mean, he was moving. It's a possibility that he wasn't offsides, but it was so freaking close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely. I would say this: he moved before the ball moved, right?
Yep.
He moved before the ball moved, and even if he wasn't offsides, they would have had to get him with just being. That's so
What
terrible.
would have been encroachment? Like, I don't
It
think
would
that would
have.
have been
It
the
probably would.
case.
If he would have. So the fact that he tried to let up, I think, is what really hurt. But um, I don't. I know the Giants are just really mad to lose that way. Um, and I'm sorry, Giants fan. I don't even know what to even really say to make you feel better.
There's,
Dexter
I
Lawrence.
mean, honestly,
Listen,
it's just a matter of I still think this is a big positive. I know football fans don't like hearing about more victories, but I still think they
right,
played a pretty clean game and everything considering.
right, and I think people need to let. Honestly, I don't think Daniel Jones is going anywhere. Despite how people feel, I think that he's in it. Right, he's in it for the long haul. They might as well just be prepared because
Mm-hmm.
this is gonna be it. Like he's their quarterback at least for the next year or so.
Yep.
Because I don't see them moving on from it.
Yeah, I
But
mean, Honestly,
I don't
the
know.
only thing that I feel like they need to get better with is their offensive line. Doc mentioned the other day about Nate Soldier, who, honestly just looks past his prime. If you're going to be honest, if I can be honest with you for a second,
No, you
that Giants
definitely
offensive line gave up 4 sacks. I mean, granted, the
mm,
Washington football team's defense is pretty stout in the front line, but still,
agreed.
like you shouldn't have your quarterback getting sacked 4 times.
Oh no, I agree wholeheartedly. And like I said, I knew that it was going to be about the rest of that defense, the rest of that defense, not just Chase. The rest of the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do you
Yep.
like what I did there?
Nope. You're close. You was close. You were
I was.
close.
I was. But the
Wow, we're
fact
about to
that the
bring back
Giants,
the $3 rule for whenever someone says the a football team's name incorrectly
yeah, no, I
or a
definitely said
player's
the
named
rest.
incorrectly.
Yeah, the rest of the defense there. But the Giants only had 1 sack, and that's just not going to do it.
No,
And the offensive line again has been a pain point. You can't blame Daniel Jones for offensive line woes.
no.
You understand? So
It's
I'm not
like it's
sure,
like
but
uh, it's like what someone once said after a game: the QB cannot throw the ball and catch it. Well, the QB also can't quarterback and block.
yeah. But speaking of quarterbacks, I kind of good segue. We had this ESPN top 32 quarterback ranking for I guess week. This is for week 1,
Yeah.
and we go top 15, right? We'll go top 15 like we did yesterday.
I mean, first of all, I forget about the list so far. I wanted to find out Doc's response from this.
Um, I was curious. I didn't know if they updated it properly. Um, only because I see Aaron Rodgers still number 3, and based on what I saw, it just wasn't
Exactly.
a good
Exactly.
game. So that would be my main concern, and then Matt Ryan even being number 10 kind
Mike
of threw me off.
Tannenbaum. Did you read why Aaron Rodgers is still in the top 3?
I did read it, but it's still not really adding up. And the fact that he kind of
He used what
swatted.
happened. He used what happened in the past to justify the rankings.
Hold on, he also used the justification of the past to kind of swat Jameis Winston's 5 touchdowns too.
Like James Winston's number 15. The
Yeah,
disrespect.
yeah. Even the fact that I would say Jimmy Garoppolo was number 17 was pretty rough.
They put Trey Lance at 34. He was
Which,
only in for what? A few snaps.
yeah. Andy Dalton deserves to be at the bottom. Obviously Heineke didn't play. Justin Fields, him and Trey Lance both scored, so that made sense. But yeah, this is a tough one. I don't think this is something that I'm going to be monitoring for the rest of the season.
I'm not neither, but I'm like, this is just so ESPN of ESPN
Yeah,
that I needed Doc to give me his thoughts on this list and the justification around the selection of this list.
My response is as follows. I know you heard this podcast on your favorite podcast platform, but if you didn't, you can always go to our website at www.debateamongstfriends.com to listen to this episode as well as all of the previous. Be sure to tune in next week as we go over and deliver the news, the analysis, and the reads.
Have a safe weekend, everyone.